Hello everyone, I'm back with episode 4 of Heaven's Secret 2. And let's just see what's happening. I already said everything there was to say in the last episode. I really do not know what to say about what is going on right now, but oh my god, okay. Plague throws a ball where they dance upon bones and drink blood instead of wine. This already shows that she's not up to any good. Oh god, we're gonna die, aren't we? Immortals can control their body temperature, their pain, their hold, and dull the sensation of hunger and thirst. I was always a restless child. I couldn't sit still, so I surrounded myself with wild and restless boys just like me. I climbed trees, explored abandoned buildings, and jumped from a rope swing while screaming my lungs out. I was always at the center of things, sometimes as the cause of all kinds of misunderstandings. Unfortunately, nothing has changed in heaven. You don't say. Episode 4, Plague's Ball. I'm so not having this. The first thing I felt was a migraine, sorry. Then there was a dull aching pain deep in my chest, but it wasn't physical. I was still half asleep, enjoying a few moments of oblivion. But when the memories returned, sorrow crashed down on me like an avalanche of torment. It's all real. Someone touched my hand. I shuddered, watching with horror as the silhouette by the bed leaned over me, her face revealed by the moonlight. Oh. Honestly, I was hoping that it was one of the boys, perhaps MALBONTE, or Mimi, but not this bitch. Why is this bitch in my face literally while I'm still slowly waking up? I cannot deal with her this early in the morning. You're awake. Go away. That. Lucifer said you did it. That you killed your father. People, see what you mean? See what I mean? Like, he actually thinks this is the only way to go, so he was gonna go through with it no matter the cost. He just wants us to be alive. Lucifer, why? Why? Lucifer said you did it. That you killed your father. I sharply turned my head towards her. I wanted to say that it wasn't true, but I stopped myself in time. Why did Lucifer lie to her? Are you so stupid? Like I said at the last episode, I already figured it out. He wants us to be alive so badly. He cares about us. He wants us to be alive. He doesn't want us to suffer anymore, because he also witnessed a scene when Plague literally pulled the part of power from MALBONTE out of us and put it back into MALBONTE. He was there. He witnessed that. And in general, I think even though he never actually said it, like when we're not together with Lucifer, he's not a person to actually go out and say that he cares, but you can see it by his actions. He wants us to be alive. He cares about so much that he was willing to let us hate him, but he knew that we would still be alive. Plague said that she had to kill her father. So if he would have said that he killed her father, she possibly would have had to go through another torment, and he didn't want her to go through that. So he said she killed him. He literally is willing to do everything, even risk that we hate him, so that we can stay alive, because he cares so much about us. This is so cute. Like, honestly, this is so cute. Why did Lucifer lie to her? The thought of him sent a shiver of disgust through me. Now I could only see him as the murderer of the person dearest to me. You deserve a reward, my favorite toy. What? I've prepared some lovely outfits for you to wear to the ball. I won't go. Ooh, love it though. Love it. I turned away, staring lifelessly out the window. Plague squeezed my wrist sharply, and it was only by some miracle that I managed to hold in a cry. You have it all wrong. That wasn't a suggestion. I knew that it wasn't a suggestion, but I'm still gonna say what's on my mind. I'm expecting you there with everyone else. She got up and added as she reached the door. Don't make me drag you by force. Oh, get out of my face. After Plague left, I slid off the bed and walked barefoot to the bathroom. I freshened up and returned to the room. Some neatly folded dresses lay on the chair. I just stood there staring at them and letting my thoughts run wild until I heard students' voices and hurried steps along the hallway as they headed for the ball. Then my hands, feeling as if they didn't belong to me, pulled off my clothes and began to put on the outfit. My movements were mechanical, automatic, devoid of joy or sorrow. My shock at what had happened was so deep my emotions had entirely burned out, like a bolt that burst from too much power. The last button was fastened, and the last strand of hair was adjusted. I was ready. Ooh. Honestly, this actually looks pretty cute, but I'm in love with red. I'm going with the red. Look at this dress, people. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh my god. Nah. Honestly, this one. Honestly, this one. This looks beautiful. Start with this one. Let's go. When it was time to go, I felt weak and exhausted. I knew that once I stepped out of the room, I'd have to pretend to be strong, smile, and act as if I wasn't crushed. Carefully lifting my skirt, I sat on the floor and folded my hands in prayer. But there was no one to pray to. Tears flowed down my cheeks. I suddenly realized that I couldn't feel anything at all. I knew it. Like, honestly, I knew it. Literally, I am so good at analyzing literally anything. I knew it. Like, Plague wants them all to, become numb of feeling, so that they can do whatever she asks of them without thinking twice. That she can control everyone around her like lifeless slaves. I tried to summon the joy of knowing that my friends had been returned to life, but I didn't feel anything. Plague had already sucked everything good out of me. I'd become a shadow of who I used to be. The long imprisonment, all the torture, and the humiliation had left their marks. I stubbornly wiped away my tears. I'll use this to survive. For now, I have to focus on survival. I'm sorry, but the outfit is insanely hot. We look amazing. I got up again, straightened my skirts and hair, and left my refuge. A refugee. I don't know how to say it. Oh my god, look at this. Are we in a church? Are we in a church? This looks like a church. Plague had restored a hall that had hosted neither music nor young waltzing couples for a long time. Once the hall had been abandoned and forgotten, only the sun rays penetrated inside and only the wind sang within its walls. Wait! Was this where MALBONTE, aka Bont, was hiding himself in season 2? Was it there? Stop. But the dust was brushed away, candles were lit, and laughter was heard again. I slowly walked forward. The students were already dancing enthusiastically, but I could see tension and even fear on their faces. That said, there were also those who looked quite happy. I moved on, noticing how the angels and demons shunned me. They only glanced at me before turning away as if I weren't significant enough to warrant their attention. I rose above it. I didn't care what they thought of me or who they were going to fawn over in an attempt to save themselves. Just like them, all I could think about was survival. And I didn't need their support to survive. I wasn't the only outcast. All the unclaimed suffered the same fate. As Plague had declared, we were second-class beings now, regardless of the role we played before. Everything had changed. The ones who swore allegiance to plague were put on a pedestal. They could bully the unclaimed and behave in ways that no one at the academy had been allowed to before. The twins cornered a young woman and, chuckling, plucked feathers from her gray wings. What the fuck? Another unclaimed was leaning against the wall. His lip was split. Oh, I am so... I thought we were wiser, more mature than this. I doubt that his opponent had received a retaliatory blow. Oh, Mimi. Oh, she looks gorgeous, though. Still hate that she has the choker around her neck. You're here. Mimi looked at me with a pity that felt almost suffocating. How are you? Addie and Sammy touched my shoulders and said a few comforting words. My babies are here. I'm trying not to think about it. Lucifer entered the hall. He looked the crowd over before slowly moving towards the dancers. And he looks so fucking hot. Asshole. Addie. Addie. I love this man so much. Sammy clasped Addie's hand and gently looked into his eyes. Oh, my babies are back again. Oh, sorry. You'd better not interfere. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not look at Sammy's outfit. Oh my god. He looks like a soldier. Addie's furious gaze tracked Lucifer. Addie. Oh, I'm in love with Addie. This man is awesome. Like, this is how we are feeling inside. I'll pay for what he did. Addie, I'm in love with you. Do not make me fall in love with you, please. I was silent. I took a glass of Glyph and, slowly sipping it, looked around the hall. I blinked a lot, trying to banish my tears. Wanting to change the topic, I asked, do you know those twins? They are so hot. They are so fine. They're half-breeds. Yes, but how is that possible? It looks like they were born when the law still forbade unions between angels and demons. It looks that way. But where have they been all this time? Addie took my Glyph and once he finished it, concluded. Addie said, I need a drink now. Addie. Hiding. Obviously. At least I haven't seen them before, and you? I didn't see them. Me neither. How did they get here? Did Blake invite them? Maybe. Mimi. I can't with Mimi. No, I can't with her sad face. They seem like the calmest ones here, as if they know a little more than the rest. Maybe I should get closer to them? I'm going to walk around a little. If you're thinking about going to them, you'd better not. They don't look too friendly. Blake may say our pasts don't mean anything anymore, but I remember who I am and what I've achieved. They don't scare me. Leaving them, I approached the twins. Let's fucking go. She's like, I don't give a fuck. I love this. Oh my god, I love this. They had already let the woman leave, having enjoyed enough of her tears. Oh wow. And were whispering to each other. Their eyes narrowed as they looked around the hall. I'm gonna fucking murder them. Hello, my name is Simona and we know who you are. She-devil. He bit his lip and looked at me as if I were a piece of meat. Kick his balls. At this point, kick his balls. He seemed to be attracted to my dark side. Oh. You fought against MALBONTE, and for that Sifa rewarded you with a good position. I suppose that one is the devil and he's more the angel. But where is your Sifa now? Now there's no one to protect you. Without your titles or MALBONTE's power, you've become what you always were, a nobody. His words angered me, but I didn't show it. Honestly, I don't give a damn that they say that to me. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? It doesn't matter to me that you are half-breeds. You're still nobody to me. I don't know who you are. You're so brave. I wonder where you were before the law of segregation was abolished. The twins looked at each other, and before they could think of a response, I asked, "What are your names?" "My name is Christopher." The other one reluctantly muttered, "Astoroth." I don't know which one is hotter at this point. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, again. May I ask you a couple of questions? Astoroth leered at me, grinning obscenely. "And what's in it for us?" "Put him back in his place, whatever you want. Do I look like a bitch to you? Do I look like a slut? Whatever you want? Nah, I have my worth." "Put him back in his place. Go off, queen. You shouldn't forget who you're talking to. Do you think I'm afraid of you? Maybe you've earned Plague's favor, but do you really believe she cares about you? Even without my powers and rank, I still have connections, trust me. If I want to, I can arrange for someone to plug your feathers." Woo! Despair is losing its power over you. Let's go. Or could you do that to you? We could do that to you right here and now. Astoroth only laughed in response, stopping his brother. "Don't touch her. I like her attitude." "Try me, bitches. Try me." There was so much talk about her. I was expecting to be disappointed. Little bitch. Okay, ask away. What did you want to know? What should I ask them? Can I ask them all of the questions? I don't have any questions. Okay, I can ask them all. Where were you hiding before the law of segregation was abolished? We lived. Astoroth. What? We don't have anything to hide. It's allowed now. We lived in hell. With whom? Here and there. Father moved us from place to place until the law was abolished. Where is he now? Who? Our father. Damned if I know. Woo! How did you get here? Blake found us, of course. She invited us to the academy. We weren't allowed to study here before. Nobody knew about our existence. But now? Why do you think she invited you? The twins looked at each other and just shrugged. What's your connection to Plague? Connection? She's in charge now. And we're her faithful followers. Whoa. So you guys have no backbone and have your tail between your legs. Got it. So you literally have no character. Okay. How could you swear your loyalty to her? She's a monster. And some believe that they are. But I fucking hate this. How is it possible that I literally... Oh my god. You know, Astoroth. I'm feeling Astoroth and MALBONTE. Please do not do this to me. Like, I literally am so good. I'm so good. I'm so good to reading humans' emotions, like their tactics, etc. This is so not... Like, are you telling me that this is normal, that I'm able to call it out? We were considered monsters too, so what? I turned and looked around for Mimi, Sammy, and Addie. Noticing them in the crowd, I said to the twins, I have to go. Thank you for the fascinating conversation. I was about to leave, but Astoroth grabbed my hand and pulled me towards him. I'm sorry? Well, that's not interesting. That's all. It's not every day that we get to talk with a star such as yourself. Did you not just say I'm not a star anymore? Let me go. I don't think so. Ooh! I'm sorry, but the necklace around his neck. People, I'm losing myself in this man. I'm so horrible. I tried to break free, but he held me tightly. Can I just say that I'm getting turned on by that? I fucking hate myself. Christopher touched his brother's shoulder. Astoroth, he's looking at us. Huh? I followed his gaze. Let's go! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was literally hoping that it's MALBONTE. Plague dressed in a chic dress was walking arm in arm with MALBONTE. This bitch is literally going after my man. She is going after my man. He was accompanying her to the ball like a true gentleman. Plague waved to everyone and smiled, while MALBONTE looked straight at us with a serious expression. MALBONTE literally, he saw us and his direction is his look, his gaze is only focused on us. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, he's pissed. He's pissed. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Go off, bring out the jealousy, MALBONTE. With just a glance, he made his attitude towards the twins' actions understood. Love it. Astoroth immediately released me. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Okay, get out of here. Apparently, this star is promised to someone else. I'm so sorry. Oh, that was good. That was nice. I'm living. They were like, yeah, MALBONTE let us understand. He made us understand that you are his. Let's go. What do you mean promised? You'll see. Christopher. I ran my hand over where Astoroth had touched, as if brushing away any trace of him. We're like, move. The dust you left on my shoulder has to be wiped clean. As I returned to the group, endless questions rained down on me. Oh, what are you talking about? Are they as awful as I thought? I hope they didn't touch you. Silly. Oh, I love them. They're my babies. I told them everything I'd learned, but there were few details. Plague, with her head held high, walked the entire length of the hall, appearing before everyone to make an announcement. I like the outfit. I like the dress. She's still as ugly to me. Let me stop. Thank you for coming. This is a great evening. We will do great, terrible things together. Like her face right now looks like the face of a sociopath. And to mark the beginning of our journey, I want to give you a gift. I noticed how the twins grinned wickedly at each other. From now on, immortals can also have toys for themselves. Toys for themselves! As in they can choose an unclaimed. Is that what she means? She just said immortals can also have toys for themselves, but they may only choose from among the unclaimed. Right. Would I have just read it out loud completely? So technically, Sammy could choose to have me as his toy, or Addie could choose to have me as a toy. I am... People, literally, this is racism. This is racism. This is racism in the sky. Like, this literally feels like, she is a white person with power. I don't know, in the government. And just announces that black people have to serve white people. And they can be used however we want them to. They have to go on the black market. And they are being sold off to the highest bidder. This is fucking disgusting. Like, what? Ugh. What? The love segregation you used to have was devilishly boring, but it added a little spice. Therefore, she paused and looked coyly at MALBONTE, but noticing that he didn't even look at her, she rolled her eyes and turned to us again. Therefore, I want the immortals to choose who they will be together with. I want the strong to be with the strong, and the weak to be with the weak. She's of... Oh! know. I love chaos, but chaos is stronger when you can control it. She brought her palms together and pressed them to her cheek, happily awaiting her reactions. She is so disgusting. Wow. Most didn't seem pleased about this announcement, but that seemed to be exactly what Blake was aiming for. She took one of the chairs, which creaked as she dragged it to the center of the hall, and sat down. I'll choose some of the pears myself. Dino. Oh, I fucking hate what's going on right now. She found him in the crowd and nodded her head. He slowly approached her. Fancy and I consulted and decided that Lilo would be perfect for you. Of course she would be. Fancy always had something for Lilo. For those who still don't know, I'm still updating the Dino version, and you can already see it in season 1 that he wants Lilo to be with Dino so badly. Well, where are you? Come out. Several students parted to let Lilo through. She bowed to Plague. Ooh. Oh, I love her wings. This is a great honor for me, mistress. From now on, you and Dino will belong to each other. I'll make sure you're faithful, or else. Like, this is so... Dino lowered his head. Yes, mistress. Ooh, Dino! Oh my god, look how hot he is. Now get out of my sight. I have a lot more couples to plant. Oh! Lilo held out her hand to Dino. He hesitated but took her hand, and together they disappeared into the crowd. Blake continued to select pairs of natural-born immortals. We need to go up there too. What? Why? Addie grabbed Sammy's shoulders and looked intensely into his eyes. What if she chooses other partners for us? What if she separates us? Exactly! You two are boyfriends! There is no separating my two babies. If you separate my babies, this is another act of war, okay? For a while, Sammy looked at Addie with both sadness and fear, but then he nodded in agreement. You're right. Good luck, boys. Mimi! I can't with Mimi, literally. It seems like her wings were chopped off. Like, symbolically. Like, she has no sassiness inside of her anymore. She is so... Like, she really does not know what to say anymore. She feels like she doesn't fit in anymore. They went out to Plague, bowed their heads, and asked to be recognized as a couple. The horsewoman laughed and waved her hand. An angel and a demon. Guys, I like it. I'll allow it. Thank you, mistress. Thank you, mistress. Oh! But I'm happy for them. I can't with everyone calling her mistress. Literally, it disgusts me. It disgusts me so damn much that they're calling her mistress. But yes, she allowed my babies to be together. Like, I'm fine with that. My heart was overjoyed for them. That death had separated them, but they were together again officially. Let's go! Sorry. Plague approved their union, and they would no longer need to hide their feelings, fearing that the horsewoman might punish them for the love. Let's go! Love makes us stronger, but love makes us vulnerable, but she robbed me of that opportunity. Robbed her of what opportunity? To be with one of the boys? Like, love makes us stronger, yes, but love makes us vulnerable, that too. But at this point, love is what keeps us going, like, or a character. She wants to fight for what she believes is right. And if you would ask me, I would literally say both of them. Love makes us stronger, but love makes us vulnerable. But I am for a love makes us stronger, because it gives us the courage and the strength, the inner strength to keep on fighting. So love makes us stronger. It gives us joy even on the cloudiest days. Some couples were denied the chance to be together. Once most of the immortals had been paired off, Plague moved on to the unclaimed. She gave them away like precious gifts. Many were tempted by the idea of owning a slave. You can do whatever you want with your toy, but others have no right to touch it. Unless you let them, of course. This is so disgusting. Plague exhibited us like items up for auction. Literally what I just said, people. Someone came out with their head bowed and asked for a pet, to which Plague jumped up exclaiming, "Sold." When Astoroth emerged from the crowd, Plague graciously said, "Choose any of them." "You're so generous, mistress." I'm sorry? You want me? I'm sorry? I mean, yes. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm letting the hotness of the man in this game make me lose focus. No, I am not a prize to be won. I have self-worth and I have self-love for myself. I am not your pet. Forget it, bitch. Then Simona. No. This is so chaotic. I love it. Lively whispers spread through the hall. Of course. I have the feeling that Astoroth loves to provoke MALBONTE because Christopher literally told Astoroth to get his hand off our shoulder when he saw MALBONTE enter with Plague. And MALBONTE was not having it when he saw the scene. And that's why Astoroth pulled his hand away from us. And now he's saying, yeah, I want Simona. Oh my god. A few more came forward interested in me. I'm sorry. Plague cast a displeased glance in my direction. I know, girl. I know that I'm special. Shut it. I'm special. Everyone wants me. No, this little pet is already taken by me. Oh! Find yourself another one. Astoroth didn't dare to argue with the horsewoman. Bye-bye. I didn't know whether to rejoice or to be horrified by the idea that I'd be Plague's slave and not Astoroth's. But as the noise subsided, Lucifer suddenly approached Plague. He bowed on one knee and said, "Mistress, give her to me." This bitch is literally willing to do everything, even confront this woman, which seems to be his worst fear, just to protect us, just to keep us safe. Lucifer, don't make me fall in love with you. Please do not. Huh? Baby's not having it. My Bonte's not having it either. I'm living. What is he doing? I've already realized what this boy is doing, and I'm in love with him for it. Oh my god. Because he knows that what she's capable of. She literally let us rot in a prison because that's what she thought was funny or exciting or whatever. He knows what cruel and the vile things she's capable of. So he was like, I'd rather have her as my slave so that I can make sure that no harm comes to her than leave her in her hands. Love it. Lucifer, I love you. To you? What for? We've known each other since our time at the academy. I know how to treat her so that she'll be overcome by true despair. Let me prove my devotion to you. Sure, devotion. I promise I'll see it through to the end. No. I love the hair I bought, people. Blake turned to me. What did you say? I won't be your slave. That. I won't be a slave, that. Lucifer didn't even look at me. He continued to look at Plague. Mistress, would you do me the honor? Oh! The horsewoman didn't take her eyes off me. Then her lips slowly spread into a smirk of anticipation. I will. Oh! I kid. But mistress... Astoroth, shut it. Lucifer will do his job. That I'm sure of. Blake stood up, approached Lucifer, and poking his chin with a fingernail added quietly, "He doesn't want to disappoint me, right?" "That's right, mistress. I am weak." I couldn't breathe. The room suddenly felt so stuffy that it made my head spin. Like, people, do you actually know that I feel like we're at an auction right now? Astoroth wanted us, and other people also. I don't know which, because it wasn't said, but I have the feeling that Dino would have wanted to be with us so that he doesn't have to, like, take care of any other unknown, I would say. MALBONTE didn't want us off to anyone else. Mimi also, like, I can't, people, I'm done. But I have a few conditions. Of course, you'll give her to me on demand, and you won't remove her chains. Dinah stepped out from the crowd. What's the point of the chains if she doesn't have any power, mistress? Lucifer looked at Dinah over his shoulder. They're needed as a reminder that she's not free, so that she understands how far she has fallen, having lost her power. And shackles her despair will be sweeter. Huh? Like, honestly, respect and applause to Lucifer for being able to sell that part so well. Blake squealed with delight. Of course you would. I told you could handle it. Done. Simona is yours now. This can't be happening. But the fact that Astoroth was like, but mistress. Love it. Lucifer finally allowed himself to look at me, and I didn't like his expression. Oh, hell no. As for Mimi, we'll give her to Christopher. Oh, hell no! Huh? I rushed to Mimi and squeezed her in my arms as if that could save her from the fate that Blake decreed. Damn her. But mistress, Mimi is a natural-born immortal. Her parents ran away. Someone must be punished now. I won't be anyone's slave. You will if you don't want to die. Christopher bowed to the horsewoman. Thank you for such a generous gift, mistress. He is so fucking fine. I hate myself. Before we had time to come to our senses, Plague jumped up from her throne and, taking MALBONTE by the hand, dragged him to an open part of the hall. I hate this. And now dancing. Whoa. Maestro. Music began to play. The high-pitched chords sounded like a taunt to me. The strings played on my nerves, and the stomp of feet trampled my soul to mush. MALBONTE bowed to Plague, took her by the waist, and they spun in a dance as if inviting others to follow their lead. I stood in the center of the hall, feeling dizzy while couples wailed around me. We won't let anyone hurt you, girls. I'm in love with Addie. I'm in love with Addie and Sammy. Let's go! I love it! If Christopher and Lucifer dare hurt you, we won't let it slide. I'm in love with these two. I'm sick of tonight. Can we leave? I think that's the best thing we can do. As soon as we headed for the door, Christopher approached Mimi. Since we're on the same team now, will you dance with me? Like that fucking evil smirk. Over my dead body. I can arrange that. I got between them. Mimi doesn't want to dance with you. Ooh! Nobody asked her. Lucifer, why are you here? Like, I'm in love with him for what he's doing, but I still can't have the fact that he's playing it along. Like, he's literally playing. Lucifer stood behind Sammy and Addie. They immediately turned around. From their faces, it was clear that one more word was all it took. What it would take to start a fight. Let's go. Lucifer silently held out his hand to me. I stared at his open palm, searching for an escape route with even a 20% chance of success. Guessing my intentions, he said, You belong to us now. If you have any brains at all, you'll realize that it's better not to argue. Mimi angrily turned to him. Lucifer, what's wrong with you? You weren't like that. As a kid, you weren't like that. What about in the womb? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Sammy touched his elbow in an almost friendly way. Let them go, please. Sammy! Sammy! He is so cute, Sammy! Please, Addie and Sammy, stay alive. Do whatever it takes to stay alive. I cannot lose you two again. No. Lucifer grabbed my arm and pulled me towards the rest of the dancers. I turned around and saw Christopher dragging Mimi with him. She no longer resisted, but her face was so pale, lifeless, and sad that even Christopher was taken aback. He said something to her, put his arm around her waist, barely touching her skin, and then they disappeared among the others. Am I that uninteresting to you? That depends on what you will be doing right now. I looked at Lucifer. What? You should at least keep your eyes on me until the dance is over for the sake of decency. Where is your decency right now? Like you and Mimi were close when you were kids. How can you not even get a little agitated, a little uneasy, knowing that Mimi has literally been sold off to on another hybrid? Like, what is this? He tightened his grip on my waist. What decency are you talking about? You disgust me. You killed my father and you dare to talk about decency. Lucifer shook his head vaguely. His gaze began to wander somewhere above my head. Blake's shrill, wild laugh came from nearby. She was obviously enjoying her dance with MALBONTE. I literally would love to shoot her. She's literally taken my man. Oh, he looked like a statue, unemotional, unhearing, and obviously to any rhythm. Oblivious to any rhythm, sorry. That's so funny. But the couple suddenly began to change partners. Like gears shifting places, the ladies ended up in the arms of other gentlemen. What should I do? Continue dancing with Lucifer? No, this is not his road. Choose another partner. I looked around in search of freedom. Now what? Continue dancing with Dino. Continue dancing with MALBONTE. Continue dancing with... Yes, Mimi's also rude. Let's go. Like, there were no romantic choices up until now with Mimi, so I literally thought that they cut her rude, and I was like, I'm sorry. But yes, Mimi is still a rude. Let's go. Okay. Continue dancing with MALBONTE. Get out of the way. Sorry. As everyone changed partners, MALBONTE happened to be the nearest immortal. Without hesitation, he released Plague's hand and grabbing mine, pulled me along. Let's go! From the corner of my eye, I noticed Lucifer and the horsewoman both stopping and staring in confusion. Let's go! Sorry. Suddenly, MALBONTE's body began to answer the music's call. Let's go. Rather than the stiff dancing he's done with Plague, he showed a different level of skill with me. Because he's having the dance with us and not her. Let's go. Before I had a chance to come to my senses, he took the lead. I looked timidly into his eyes, drowning in the darkness of his pupils, and surrendered, feeling somehow compelled to do so. MALBONTE's gaze showed neither mercy nor compromise. Encircled by his arms, I couldn't find the courage to confront him. Are you afraid of me? Why are you mad? He sounded displeased, almost disappointed. Everyone is afraid of you. But you aren't afraid. At least not like the others. I'm not afraid of you. I'm afraid of dying. Do you think I'll kill you? No. I don't think you will kill me. Honestly, I don't. I don't believe he would kill me. I believe that Blake would kill us if she could. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. MALBONTE's back was straight and tense. His open palm rested on my shoulder blades, pressing lightly, guiding and holding me. The hem of my dress became tangled around my legs. from our quick steps as we moved around the hall. Other couples had to part before us to avoid a collision. MALBONTE didn't even look at them. He was devouring me with his eyes. Let's go! Sorry, I'm so sorry. Let's go. MALBONTE can devour me with his eyes. Let's go. However, his gaze wasn't filled with love. It was probing. As if he wanted to delve into my soul and discover my thoughts. I found the strength to turn away from him and break eye contact. I wouldn't have broken eye contact. Like, I can stare at you too, devouring you with my gaze. Not only you. Why did you surrender to plague? Are you scared too? I wouldn't say he's scared, but I would say he's testing. He's testing the situation, like he's trying to figure out the situation to know where to put himself. I'm not afraid of her. I'm not afraid of her. I'm driven by hatred, not despair. Hatred for whom? MALBONTE twirled me around and stopped for a moment, gazing into my eyes. Let's go. I'm feeling the sexual tension just by reading. And again, he led me across the hall, cutting through the crowd of dancers like a juggernaut incapable of retreat. You're too weak to survive in the new world. And you've gotten stronger. You still have mixed blood running through your veins. Of course, because I was distantly related to his parents, whom Siva had banished to Earth as punishment. We were so close to each other that at times his chin brushed my forehead from a careless movement. Sorry, I'm so sorry. It was a barely perceptible touch that lasted only a moment, but it was enough to set off a wave of horror in me, along with something else that I hadn't yet recognized. He wasn't someone I should trust with my heart. I should stay away from him. It's the danger that attracts us, okay? You're right. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I really, really am. Is he able to read us, or is he able to read our mind? Like we said, we shouldn't trust him with our heart. We should stay away. And he's like, you're right. You should stay away from me. But I don't want to stay away from you. What's wrong with that? What? MALBONTE didn't answer, but his look told me everything. I was terrified. I wanted to get away, but he didn't allow me. Did you read my mind? You're thinking too loud. I'm so done. So he's reading our mind. He'd slipped into my head so deftly, so delicately, that I didn't even feel it. How often did he do that? Just now. This is so funny. This is so fucking funny. That's what they all say, MALBONTE. Just this time. Stop it. Why are you doing this? You and I remain connected, Simona. We will always be connected, MALBONTE. I'm so attracted to this man, this is ridiculous at this point. He twirled me again. I held my breath and surrendered to the power of his movements. The whole world will burn, Simona. Caused by you? I doubt that. Or are you saying this symbolical? In a symbolical way? That the world will burn, as in everyone around us will shatter because of despair, because of fear, because of pain. And it will be caused by Plague and her followers. And right now he's her follower, so he will be contributing to the fact that the world will be destroyed. Would that make you happy? That's an interesting question from her. I'm into that question. Only in one case. You will be happy that the world will burn in one case, and which is what? What case? The violins and piano played in a frenzy, bringing the piece towards its inevitable conclusion. Our dance was coming to an end. MALBONTE stretched out his arm, forcing me to turn sideways to him. Then he brought his arm back, turning me so my back was pressed against his body. The sexual tension! Feeling his breath right above my ear, I whispered softly, which case would make you happy? Honestly, I'm imagining him behind us with our back pressed against his upper body and our ass literally feeling his dick. I'm so sorry. Him like scrouching down a little bit so that we can feel his hot breath on our neck and near our ear. And our breath has become quicker and heavier. Let's go. That's a scene I could imagine. Let's go. Which case would make you happy? MALBONTE turned me around again, pulled me towards him, and bent me so low that the ends of my hair touched the floor. Okay, MALBONTE. Our faces froze an inch apart. MALBONTE opened his mouth, and I believed he wanted to kiss me. I'm sorry? But instead he whispered, almost touching his lips to mine. That's an interesting face. That's an interesting facial expression that they did. The case where the ones I want dead dies, and the ones I want to save lives. Oh, I respect MALBONTE. Oh my god. He's like, I don't want everyone to die. I just want the people that I don't think deserve to live, like the evil kind, the people that actually deserve to die, I want them dead. But the people I want close, the people I want to save, the people I think deserve to live, I want them to be safe. Love this, MALBONTE. Stay like that. I love you. Huh? You and MALBONTE became closer. Of course we did. I paid. Let me stop. I'm so sorry. Sorry. He straightened up, dragging me with him. The music stopped. MALBONTE's hand slid down my back and then pulled away. He bowed and finally said, "You need to think more carefully if you want to survive." And then he disappeared into this dispersing crowd of students. I'm sorry? He did not just light up fire and then left. This is so rude. This is so rude. Embarrassed for some reason and also flushed with excitement, I rushed away, wanting to find Addie, Sammy, or Mimi. I stopped to catch my breath, ran my trembling hands over my hair, and straightened my skirt. Looking around with agitation, I tried to spot MALBONTE. We are still excited. We still want to make out with you, MALBONTE. Just saying. I wasn't planning to die. Thanks for the advice. I looked around in search of freedom. Now what? Continue dancing with Dino, continue dancing with Mimi. I will not dance with them because this is a romantic choice. And I don't want to play romantic choices because that's reserved for their part. Like for their version. I'm not doing that. No, stop dancing. I resolutely threw off Lucifer's hands. What? I've had enough. Ooh! He tried to hold me back. Our dance isn't over yet. I managed to dodge away. I said it's over. Woo! I darted into the crowd before Lucifer could drag me back into the dance. Let's go. Sorry. I ran my trembling hands over my hair and straightened my skirt. What? My skirt. Looking around with agitation, I tried to spot Lucifer. Huh? Will I always be told what to do now? Apparently. Addie and Sammy danced along with the others. I'm sorry, I want to quickly add something. Like, she literally was mad at MALBONTE, I would say, a little bit pissed that he said you should think carefully if you want to live. And she answered with her thoughts. Like, she thought that I didn't plan to die, thanks for the advice. I think that was meant symbolically. Because I think in his view, like his point of view, right now, if you want to survive, the only way is to be plague slave. Like doing whatever she says and doing whatever she wants you to do. And since we are not having it, we keep on fighting her. We are not willing to be slaves or just, we're not willing to be controlled by her. We will not be coming far. And that was what he meant, I think. He's like, you really should think about if you want to live. Because in his view, the only way for us to live is to be on Plague's side. And right now we are fighting her. So right now it seems like we don't want to survive. Because the only way to survive is to be on Plague's side. Okay. Now, when the music stopped, we found each other. Sammy's cheeks were red from dancing and Addie still couldn't catch his breath. Surprisingly, they looked happy. I see you're starting to like it here. It's not like that. Mimi. I mean, I feel bad for Mimi, honestly. But you have to be able to keep up appearances, okay? Like, they don't have any choice. Addie intertwined their hands. Let's go. Be out and show everyone to shut it. We lost each other and now we found each other again. Let me enjoy it. Let's go, Addie! Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Mimi rolled her eyes, took a sip of Glyph and stared at Plague. She sat on her throne, her hands on the armrests, and looked around at the students like a queen surveying her people. MALBONTE slowly returned to Plague and stopped behind her. Sorry. He was staring at something in the hall. I followed his gaze. Kira, frightened and shy, clung to Miss Elena. MALBONTE bent down and whispered something to Plague. Her gaze also darted to the young immortal. Kira, come to me. Why can't they just let her be? Honestly now. Plague beaconed her with a finger. Miss Elena had to release the child into the clutches of the horsewoman. Come, sit. Plague's oily tone was even more ominous than her cold command. Kira trembled at the request, but did as she was told and sat on the horsewoman's lap. Plague seemed uneasy and uncomfortable with holding a child in her arms. Why did you tell her to sit down then? She moved Kira so that she could see the hall. Fancy was talking with Dino. Dino was holding his hand as if to stop him. But Fancio said something and Dino let him go. I hope you've got news for me. Fancio bowed to the horsewoman. Yes, mistress. I've learned how to get rid of the abilities to influence and block of the mind. And how is that? These powers are acquired through a special tattoo. To get rid of the tattoo's effect, it must be cauterized with blue fire, and a new one must be applied over the wound. Very well, Angel. Let's do this to everyone who has such abilities. Of course. Once again, Plague easily found me in the crowd. Let's start with her. Bring her to me. No. I rushed towards the crowd, towards the exit, but before I had even taken a few steps, MALBONTE appeared in front of me. Ah! MALBONTE! Why are you like this? Like, he's literally, honestly, he's turning us on, and the next second, he's stabbing us in the back. Oh my god. I bumped against his chest, lifted my head in fright, and met his icy gaze. Go back. No. How does he move so fast? He has lightning speed. Let me stop. He took a step forward, forcing me to retreat again and again. In the end, I had to turn back and approach Plague. I bowed despite the burning rage in my chest. But I don't have powers, mistress. I know. You'll be the guinea pig. I'm sorry? Plague beaconed Fancy with her finger. Are you ready? Yes, mistress. She stood up and addressed the students. You'll witness a rite that everyone with the ability to influence minds or defend against such influence will undergo. Anyone who tries to avoid it will be executed. Plague nodded to Fenzio. You can proceed. Someone behind me grabbed my hands and twisted them behind my back. I tried to escape, but it was all in vain. The shackles must be removed for the duration of the ritual. Plague made a point of sighing. Well, if you insist. Fancy looked into my eyes with a strange, open, and yet meaningful look, then removed the iron ring. He did it so sharply that the hinges snapped. Look, you've broken everything. My apologies, mistress. Plague called one of her minions. Bring out another adornment. She paused and added, for her leg. I was seized with sadness. Plague didn't intend to leave me without my collar. She was simply changing its location. Fancy took some blue powder from a bag, poured it onto the torch, and turned to Lucifer. Can you help? Lucifer snapped his fingers, and the blue flame flared up. Fancy approached and, after a pause, whispered, "This will hurt." Of course, like in the second season, we're only here to suffer. What is this? We literally were literally tortured, when Plague returned MALBONTE's powers from our body into his, and now we are losing our ability to influence people. I am so sick of this. He pressed the blazing torch to my skin, piercing me with a sharp, unbearable pain. I screamed and my knees buckled. Whoever was holding me let go. Plague jumped up from her place and rushed towards me, her eyes wide and wild with delight. Another tattoo. She pressed her hand to the burned skin. I felt her dark power creeping inside me. Honestly, this sucks. Like these little wings, what is this? I bet with all of you, if I say that I want this type of tattoo, there will be another choice where I will then have to buy things. You know what? No matter. I want this. Fuck it. I pushed Plague away from me, full of hatred. She didn't appreciate the fire in my eyes. You have the audacity to look at me like that. Of course I have. Plague grabbed the hair at the base of my skull, pulled my head back, and after staring into my face for a few moments, pushed me away. I'll deal with you later. Losing interest in me, she returned to her seat. Bring the others. She literally is even humiliating the unknown. Like, we had that power, and this was supposed to eliminate that power that snake tempter put on us. Literally, what is this? What is this shit? While I was catching my breath, someone snapped a new iron band around my leg. The rest of my immortal powers, the rest of my energy were drained away into it. The music stopped. The fun was over for the crowd, but Plague was just beginning. Among the students, there were only a few immortals with the gift of influence or the power to block off their mind. Then Plague decided to perform the rite on those who didn't need it. She laughed wildly, leaving everyone unsettled, but no one dared to leave. After a while, she leaned back in her chair and wearily waved her hand. Okay, that's enough for today. Master music. The violin played again, but no one had any desire to dance. Why are you standing there? One couple after another hesitantly went to the center of the hall. The musicians went off-key, playing the wrong notes, and the dancers looked fearfully at Plague, as if awaiting her approval. I quietly made my way to the exit, barely aware of what was happening around me. I opened the door and rushed down the hallway. Literally we're human now. Simona, wait. I leaned against the wall, closed my eyes, and tried to catch my breath. Mimi, Addie, and Sammy ran up to me. Those are real friends, bitches. Tag you true friends. Are you okay? I've been better. We'll walk you to your room. I opened my eyes and wearily looked at them. What happens if Plague notices that you're missing? Plague has already had her fun. I don't think she cares about us now. Addie grabbed my arm, helping me down the hall, and cheerfully continued. We can hang out in your room. I think we have a lot to tell each other. We've risen from the dead, and we haven't been honored nearly enough for that. Don't you agree, Mimi? Oh, yes. I'm in love with these three. I laughed. What should I say? I knew it, people! I fucking knew it! Yeah. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it like, who cares? Alright, fine. Let's have some fun. It's been a while. Woohoo! Thanks, Sifa, you're still with us. Let's go. Mimi took me by the arm on the other side. We smiled at each other and moved on. Addie shoved the door to my room open and pulled us inside. Let's go. Let's have another beautiful sleepover. Dips on the bed. Addie. Alone for that, I would have let you sit on the floor. Addie jumped onto the bed, scattered the pillows, and putting his hand under his head, said dreamily, "It's good to be alive. I just can't used to it." You are very hot, sir. Very, very hot. I'm so happy for him and Sammy. I really am. I sat down next to him and carefully asked, "And how was it?" "I'm sorry, I love the outfit, the hair, oh my god." Sammy sat on the floor, wrapped his arms around his knees and said, "Oh, my baby." Cold and weird. You can't think clearly, and you don't remember your past, who you were, or how you died. Yep, they're just kind of there and that's it. Damn. But on the other side, I think that's good. Because that way you can't, suffer in non-existence. You don't remember who you were or how you died. So you can't reminisce on the people you've lost when you died. And you're not suffering because of their loss. So, I think that's good. It sounds terrible. No, really. Yeah, you don't understand what's wrong with you. You don't understand anything. And when you don't understand anything, you don't suffer. People what am I telling you? I was so good. Addie looked at me affectionately. Oh, how are you? What happened while we were gone? Oh, Addie. But Addie was so in season 3. He lived a lot longer. But he may have lived a lot longer, but he was dead on the inside when Sammy died, so he literally was a walking corpse. So at this point, can we call it being alive? But yeah, what happened? I told them everything that had happened. As I went on, they commented, better it is. Because if you talk, you actually want people to have some sort of reaction. If you keep on talking and they don't say anything, they just stare at you. You have the feeling that they're not listening at all. Because when you hear something shocking or something that confuses you, you do some sort of comment like, huh? Or, what do you mean by that? You act some way. If you just say nothing, you feel weird. I mean, the person that is talking feels weird. Teased and got angry. Let's go. Mimi was silent. When the guys ran out of questions, I turned to her, trying to unravel the reason for her melancholy silence. Girl, she's not having it today. Mimi, is everything okay? No, nothing is okay. I'm sorry, but her outfit. We're looking so gorgeous. She immediately straightened up. Her gaze regained its awareness, and her lips stretched into a faint smile, like a robot being turned on. I was just thinking, Mimi, I feel so bad for her. We're together, just like before the war broke out and we got separated. What do you think will happen next? Eddie propped himself up on his elbow. Hey, don't talk about sad things. That's Eddie, that. Life is sad in itself. We don't need to add more pain. And who said that everything's going to be bad? I say that because life sucks. Sammy jumped onto the bed to join Addie. I love that together. I'm so sorry. I really love them. His weight made us bounce up on the bed and our foreheads bumped together. Great. We all have the headache now. Hey, be careful. Hey, be happy that Sammy wants to sit on your lap. Let me stop. Laughter softened the heavy atmosphere. I leaned back staring thoughtfully at the ceiling. I dreamed of being with them again. Dreamed of lying around like that, playing and making fun of each other. Who could have known it was possible, with the catch being that our world would be on the verge of an apocalypse. When you get something, you have to be ready to pay the price for it. It might be equal, but it erases the joy of what you've obtained. My mom fainted when she saw me. I mean, and my parents were crying so much that I almost thought they weren't happy to see me. Sammy, I'm weak. Mimi laughed. Do you want to feel better about your parents' reaction? My family fled so that plague wouldn't get to them. Damn! I certainly didn't die. But my mother disappeared too. Probably for the same reason. Mimi joined us on the bed, hugged me and rocked me as if to lull me to sleep. We have each other, and that's all that matters. That. Us four, we're the dream team. Nothing can break us apart. Nothing is as iconic as us. I don't care about the rest. Let's go, Mimi. Golden words, little Mimi. I love them. I love that they're here. I love that they're here again. Sorry. Don't call me that. Hey, he loves you. He's just trying to tease you. Everyone but Mimi, who was pouting, laughed. Oh, thanks to your friends, your despair is significantly weaker. It better be. I paid 69 gems. I took Mimi and Sammy's hand, laid my head on Addie's thigh, and said, let's go. I love this. It's so cute. I feel stronger around you. I love the blonde hair. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna stop. You're my rock and my support. Together we'll get through this nightmare. Mimi tightened her grip on my fingers. That's right. Mimi treasures you as a close friend. Aww. We'll take revenge on Fenzio for killing Sammy. Let's go! And drive plague away from our lands, from our world. Let's fucking go! Yes, Eddie, yes! Do you think we can do that? Trying never killed anyone, but now that I think about it, trying always killed us. But hey, at least I know I died doing what I thought was right and fighting for the people I love. What is a better way to die than that? Addie sighed ruefully. I don't know. To hell with pessimism. We'll manage. Let's go, Addie. He raised his hand towards the ceiling and clenched his fingers into a fist, as if focusing all his determination and all his faith in us and himself. I love it! But, another thing, I don't think I said that before, but that's also one of the things where I say that, let's just say it's one of the things where I don't hate Plague. She is not a homophobe. She was like, angel and demon and boys, let's go. You have my blessing. Love that. But that's the only good thing that she did, and bringing everyone bad that died. She could have left Fenzio there, but we'll do it. We will definitely do it. Mimi recalled how I'd been forced to jump from the roof when I first came to the academy. Let's go. The guys joked and laughed at their own jokes. I listened to their conversations like a ghost whose existence no one suspected. I was there with them, but at the same time I was somewhere far away, beyond an invisible screen. I thought about how much I loved them, and how happy I was that we'd received a second chance. I thought of my father, who had been robbed of every chance he had. A tear lingering on my lashes rolled down my cheek. You're not alone, Simona. You can do this. Let's go. That's a beautiful smile. My eyelids grew heavy. I tried to keep my eyes open, and I even offered a few drowsy words. Eventually, though, fatigue got the better of me, and I fell asleep. Tell me we all fell asleep in the room. Please. What the fuck? Ooh, I love the table. Messalina stood at the table, holding sheets of paper in her trembling hands. She was reading postulates that Plague had come up with. All these born on earth, regardless of any merits or ranks, are henceforth stripped of all honors. Of course, from now until the end of time, they will be known as unclaimed. The unclaimed have no rights. They must have an owner who decides what to do with their toy. How beautiful. Any who go against the horsemen will at best be punished with demotion to the level of cattle unclaimed, at worst, death. Nice! So literally, the unclaimed are literally the slaves in the city, like literally at the bottom of the chains. We literally have no fucking rights. No fucking right. And death is worse, is the worst thing that can happen. And before that, is becoming an unclaimed. I hate this bitch so much. The further Messalina read, the more the paper shook in her hands, and the more often she fell silent to collect herself before continuing. Plague impatiently tore the sheets from her hands, then crushed them and threw them into a corner. She folded her hands behind her back and, swaying her hips, walked between the rows. Lucifer and Dinah weren't studying at the moment. They were off running dirty errands for the horsewoman. Whoop! Ziva was the strongest in your world. He locked his brother away in a dungeon. To hell with him. I hastily looked around. No one knew about the existence of Ziva Malum, but Plague spoke of him so casually that very few paid attention to it. Some began to whisper among themselves, wondering about his brother she mentioned, but it didn't go beyond a whisper. But you didn't know there were other dimensions, she proudly added, where stronger creatures live. We can crush your world with one touch, and we'll do it if it's meant to be. The last judgment is coming, and you will all stand before it. Those who walked the earth, those who participated in destructive wars, those who died and those who stayed alive. The last judgment will decide who deserves to carry on the species, who deserves to carry this world further. But if everything and everyone has been corrupted, the world will burn away without a trace, and I will dance on your bones in a sundress made of devouring flames. This woman is sick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for speaking her like that. I'm so sorry, but oh my god. She spoke with such sinister pleasure that everyone felt uneasy. Kira, sitting in the first row, burst into horrified tears. Oh, poor Kira! Plague furiously slammed the table. Why do you only feel fear? I'm not preparing you for him. I'm sorry, mistress. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad for her. Disgusting girl. Plague sat down on the table and beckoned Kira to her. Come here. Come on. She sat the girl on her lap and rocked her in her arms rather roughly several times. Are you done? Are you not afraid anymore? Kira shook her head uncertainly, wiping her tears. I'm sorry, mistress. Poor Kira! I'm sorry, I'm sober. Over and over again. Just don't be afraid. Never be afraid of anything. Fear has no power unless you give in to it. Understood? Yes, mistress. Okay, where was I? I kept a close eye on Plague. Her behavior sparked the beginning of an idea that I couldn't put into words yet. I promised myself I'd think about it later. Fenzio entered the room. The sound of his steps rang painfully in my temples. He was so calm, so confident. It's sickening, that. And here is your head instructor, of course. Tell the students what they will do. Fenzio stopped in front of us, upright and unshakable, and said, You will have to infect people with the plague, of course. Your goal is to cause a pandemic and panic. Nice. We're going with coronavirus. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. The contagion needs to spread faster than medicine or treatments can stop the outbreaks. One of the students dared to ask why they should do it. A finger snap, and the immortal's head exploded. Of course, the students jumped up from their chairs, some even fainted. Plague's furious voice interrupted their sobs and screams. Because it needs to be done. Because your mistress said so. I have to be very careful with her. Why is she so cruel? I have to obey her. I have to be very careful with her. I can't panic. First, I need to decide how to act around Plague. Otherwise, I'll die. Fanzios, if not paying attention, continued. As part of the horseman's plan, part of the cleansing, we must rid the earth of unnecessary people. If you infect everyone, isn't everyone an unnecessary person? Only the strongest are worthy of living to see the last judgment. Fanzio opened a book. I'll tell you how to quickly and effectively infect people. You'll be split into groups just like last time. You will be supervised. Look behind you. That is what happens to those who are uncareful. Damn! I caught a glimpse of the student's remains from the corner of my eye. His body remained sitting at the desk, and if not for the absence of his head and the blood soaking in his clothes, one might have thought he was still alive. Oh my god! Fancio continued to lecture as if nothing had happened. Of course, he's used to it. He killed Sammy. I barely listened to him. I was scared to move and scared to breathe. Plague's presence evoked pure horror inside me. I was only able to calm down once Plague, finally growing bored, left the room. At the door, she said, I'll look at your results. And then she disappeared into the hallway. I wasn't the only one who felt better. The students seemed to come to life. Restless, quiet whispers and the sound of stifled tears slowly reached my ears. Finally, Fancio finished his explanation. Now, I'll divide you into groups. Dino, Lilu, and Simona. Is this bitch for real? Simona, they're waiting for you at the vortex. You can go. Why did he pair me with them? I didn't ask questions aloud. I just nodded and hurried to the meeting point. And us going out with that dress. Let me stop. Dino and Lilu were talking tensely about something. They stood very close to each other, resembling two lovers. No! I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Dino's also mine. For a moment, I almost thought they were kissing until I recognized that they were arguing about something. Albeit in a whisper. Dino saw me. He looked straight into my eyes and immediately fell silent. I looked away and awkwardly said, Fancy has assigned me to your group. Yes, we know. He looks so good. Lilu moved away from Dino and approached me. Everything will be fine. Just do what we do, okay? I love her wings, people. Oh my god. I wonder where Lilu ended up after the war. What did she do? Maybe she died? I never thought about what became of her. I forgot about her as soon as we parted ways. Oh my god. It's important that we don't rush to infect too many. We need to be obedient soldiers for the Mistress Dino. The more the better. Lilu, you are a demon. Her tone was sharp, like that of a frustrated parent teaching a child. She barely held back her anger. There is no reason to hurry. Dino jumped into the vortex. Follow us, okay? Keep up. I was left standing at the edge, watching the forms disappear into the swirling clouds. Which side are you on? That's Simona. Mimi, my baby. Before I could turn around, Mimi squeezed my shoulders and hurriedly whispered, You don't have to do that. Better run. It's disgusting. You'll never forget their eyes. You'll feel like you're interfering with the harmony. Oh, it's terrible, Simona. I feel so bad. We've got to go. Why are you still here? I'm sorry. Christopher grabbed Mimi by the elbow and jumped into the abyss, dragging her with him. Oh, hell no. If you want to jump into certain death, you do it by yourself. Mimi. I rushed after them. I tried to spot them in the world, but the vortex carried me to where I was supposed to be. It spat me out on a busy street. Dino and Lilo were arguing about something again, of course. You can't. What are you trying to prove? And to whom? What are you afraid of? Quiet. Woo! He turned to me as if preparing to attack. Are you having some kind of problem? That's funny. Everything's fine. Honestly, she grew up gorgeous. But I still can't stand her. I still can't stand her. We'll do most of the work and you're coming with us. Lilo took 2 rats out of her pocket. She ran her hand over their heads and they suddenly twitched as if waking up. Keep the rat to yourself. All you have to do is touch the mortal and move on. This time we're not killing them, we're only infecting them. It'll be more efficient. They'll spread the infection to others. Dino looked desperate. He looked a little like a hunted animal. But what about the harmony? Dino looked at me and said, Don't look them in the eyes. The mortals, don't look at them while you do this. You only need a few. That will be enough for plague. It won't be enough for plague. We'll infect people equally. She repeated, equally. Lilo squeezed the rat in her hand so tightly that it squealed and wriggled, trying to escape from her clenched fingers. Come on. She is a demon. She resolutely approached the nearest person. One touched and another. She moved like a whirlwind. Lilo couldn't seem to stop. She's working like she doesn't have a heart. She's an angel. No, everyone has a heart. Oh, look at Dino's face. He's not having it either. You just have to take a closer look. He approached a passing man. Oh, Dino. People, my heart is breaking for all of them. No, look at Dino's new face. No. The stranger fell to his knees, and the glimmer of life in his eyes was replaced by the darkness of death. Why did he die? Lilo said that we'd only infect them. My rat is different. Blake wants to test me. I'll work in the alleys. Last time, Mimi and I caused too much chaos with our actions. The news is still full of talk about that mass murder. He spoke slowly, his tongue barely moving, as if it took all his strength. They disappear, don't they? Their souls won't come to us in heaven. Dino froze over the corpse. No. Oh, Dino. Dino, this is... You have to do it. You'll have to. Maybe the people you infect will have time to recover. You know they won't. I have to complete my task. Dino! I feel... People, I'm suffering here. Dino headed down the narrow passage between the houses. The rat in my hands fidgeted impatiently. What do you want? My palm was sweaty and the animal's fur felt unpleasantly damp. I gathered my courage and approached the girl. She was walking in front of me so I couldn't see her face, as Dino had advised. I stretched my hand forward and touched her shoulder. The girl stopped, shuddered a second later, and then unsteadily continued on. We're not having it. Path of temper, let's go. I wanted to cry from the hopelessness of the situation and at the same time I was filled with rage towards everyone who was forcing me to be part of this nightmare. I felt so sorry for all those mortals, unaware of their immediate death. My hands were trembling, my heart was pounding, and my thoughts were racing. I was on the verge of a breakdown. I need to calm down. We won't be able to calm down. Do you even realize the situation here? I squatted down, covered my head with my hands, and began to count to 10. My whole body ached in response to the fact that I was interfering with the harmony in such a cruel and destructive way. Or maybe it hurt because I thought it should. I didn't want to kill people. I couldn't. Yet I had to continue, my breathing shaky. The faces of the mortals I touched took on a rosy color. The disease that the horsewoman was spreading was remarkably contagious and lethal. Surely they would all die before they got to the hospital. There were tears in my eyes. Does Lilo feel the same way? When I had no strength left, I angrily threw the rat away from me and wandered along the street, not knowing where I was going. The Simona, what are you doing? I'm not continuing. You can try to continue. I'm not doing it. I'm done with that bitch. Dino caught up with me and grabbed my hand. I looked at his finger, squeezing my wrist, and slowly raised my eyes to his face. I can't take it anymore. This is wrong. There is no more right and wrong. There is only one question you should be asking yourself. Do I want to survive or not? He moved closer, almost too close. Do you want your loved ones to survive or not? People, are you kidding me? I hate myself. Why am I able to literally predict everything? I took a step back, feeling tears well up in my eyes. I no longer have loved ones to take care of me or to take care of. Oh no, I feel so bad, people. What is this? These episodes become more and more heartbreaking for me. Plague took everything from me. I turned around and ran down the street. Simona. No, I'm done. I managed to run a few hundred feet before I heard a whistle. I stopped, trying to figure out where it was coming from, and then MALBONTE landed in front of me. This bitch is following me, people. Don't you dare tell me that Plague said that he should watch us. I don't buy that. The pavement buckled from the force of his landing. Cracks stretched out in a circle like tree branches, almost reaching the driveways leading to the houses. Are you kidding me? I'm done. You're not going anywhere. What do you want? Go back being the bitch of Plague, okay? I backed away, but after a few steps I stopped, stubbornly continuing to bore into MALBONTE with my eyes. He slowly walked towards me. What do you want? Like this man is so hot and cold at the same time. Like, choose a side. You're giving me a whiplash. Did you really think you could leave? I thought I could get the hell away from her. Yes. Leave from you? Nah. I like having you around. Let me stop. He is so fine. He is so fucking fine. And I'm not talking about the outside. I'm also talking about the inside. Like, I honestly believe he has a reason for the way he's acting. And since I don't actually know what he went through, I can't blame him for anything he's doing or for any way he's acting. Because we actually only really had a chance to actually get to know the real him in, I don't know, a few, let's just say 5, 6, 7 episodes of the 3rd season. But that was it. We don't know much about him. So I can't blame him for saying, yeah, I'm gonna stay on Plague's side right now or something. And I like the way he's treating us, honestly. I mean, he is a bitch. he is a bastard. Like, he's giving me whiplash. He's making me feel hot and cold. And then he's leaving me high and dry. Let me just stop. My point is, I would like to know where I stand with people. I like to know where I stand with people. And this guy literally, from one side, is like, come here, I will protect you. I mean, he's not saying he will protect us. But like, he's showing that he cares about us and that he doesn't want anyone else to harm us. When he saw that Lucifer got down on his knee and made us his slave, MALBONTE was not having it. And when that... I can't say his name. I forgot his name. Like the other twin. Like the first one is Christopher. The other one, I forgot his name. But anyways, when he was touching our shoulder, MALBONTE came in, and he looked at them with a death glare. The speech bubble was saying that them looking at him made them realize what he was thinking, and both of them retrieved. Like, they retreated from us. So he made them see I don't want you to touch her. So he's showing that he cares, but he's still the bitch of plague. Like, he's doing what she wants. So I'm not having it. I just have to get out of here. Really? Why are you mad? You want me to come back so badly, Malbonte. Malbonte grabbed my arm like I was a naughty child and pulled me towards him. What do you want? He glanced at Dino and Lulu frozen behind me. Where's Lucifer? She belongs to him now. Oh, really? Frustrated by his reminder, I tried to break free. A living being can't belong to anyone. We with our feminism, let's go. Is that so? Tell that to all the dogs on leashes, scurrying after their owners. You are a bitch. He pulled me along. We're going back. No, I'm not. Leave her. Let's go, Dino. Dino. I love Dino. Malbonte reluctantly turned around. Don't make a mistake, you'll regret. She did her job well. She tried to run away and will be punished for it. Stand up to Malbonte. Yes. This is his route after all. Would have done it either way, but it's his route, so I'm gonna stand up to him. I pushed him away with all my strength. Breathing heavily, I took a few steps back. You don't have to treat me like a thing. You'll have to make me go with you. You don't have the strength to fight me. So what? Should I bow before you now, like you all bowed before Plague? Ooh! Let's go. Tell him that he's acting like her, bitch. Tell him. Fire flashed from up on his eyes. Yeah, the truth hurts, buddy. The truth hurts. What was it? Respect or perhaps irritation at my stubbornness? Nah. He was reminded that he's acting like a bitch. But in the end, he just grinned and waved his hand, creating a dark, transparent dome around us. Is this bitch for real? The dome hid us from the eyes of mortals and protected the city from any destruction or fighting might cause. Are you kidding me? I was silently grateful and satisfied. Malbonte knew I didn't stand a chance in a fight with him, yet he acted as if a real battle was coming. Alright, Simona, have it your way. Tell me. Malbonte released a blast of dark energy at me. Stop. Oh my god, Dino. He's so... Oh, I love Dino. He cares so much about us. Dino rushed forward but hit the wall of the dome. Sir! Huh? I dodged the attack by dropping to the ground. The energy crashed against the dome, dissipating against the surface. What are you doing? What are you trying to achieve with this? Is the thought that you're now defenseless before the whole world unbearable to you? He was slowly moving towards me. Are you trying to break free like a bug trapped between a person's fingers? Do you think it's possible? I know for a fact that I'm not gonna let myself be manipulated and controlled, sir. I don't know how you're capable to do that. I actually thought you had much more of guts. I thought you had a bigger dick than that. I didn't think that you would put your tail between your legs like that and literally just bow to someone. Without getting up from the ground, I angrily shouted at him. Yes, I'm trying to do something. He stopped, leaning over me like a mountain, ready to crush me at any moment. Come on, try me. We're not having it. You're oblivious, Simona. Or foolish if you think you're the only one doing that. Yeah, I already knew that he's trying to do something, but the way he's acting literally does not give it away. It only shows right now with the little hints he's been dropping. Like, if you're able to read behind the scenes, you were able to make out that he's not having it, that we're being tortured by plague. But it doesn't give out anything he's doing right now. Like, he is always on Plague's side. Perhaps it's just a thought that he's trying to find out some sort of weakness inside of her so that he can find a way to stop her. But I just don't like that he's always with her. He's acting like her bitch. And you're supposed to be with me. You're supposed to compliment me. You're supposed to have romantic moments and sexy ones with me. Why are you with her? Be with me. Lip stop. He grabbed me by the collar and lifted me off the ground. I hung in the air like a puppy that had been grabbed by the scruff and could only scratch desperately at his hand. There can be no other power in you than mine. Oh! You were born as a vessel for the darkness that flows in my veins. Thank you for reminding me, MALBONTE, that I don't have any actual powers. But you were deprived of that. From now on, you shouldn't hope to find any other power in yourself. Do you know what humans see as real power? I see it as inner strength, okay? Willpower. Let's go. I fucking love it. Let's go. The second season. I'm feeling the second season. I'm able to predict everything. Willpower, resilience, steadfastness, and faith in a person, even when all of humanity isn't worth it. I'm stronger than you, even without your damn darkness. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's go. I couldn't have said it better. Let's go. But his shocked face, I mean, it's handsome. But it's a new face, okay. Your action and words reach the part of MALBONTE's soul that's still alive and fighting. Ooh! Let's go. Let's go. MALBONTE released his grip and I fell to the ground. I scraped my knees on the pavement and a throbbing pain shot through my bones. With the iron ring around my leg, I couldn't even stop the unpleasant tingling, let alone fight back against MALBONTE. And yet I felt better than I had before the fight. I felt inner strength and confidence that I could handle whatever would happen. I was my mother's daughter. I had survived the war. I succeeded, and I'd do it again. Let's fucking go. We're going back. MALBONTE grabbed my shoulders and, opening his wings, soared into the sky. Simona. Oh, Dino! The wind carried away Dino's cry. Oh, he's crying! No, Dino, baby, don't worry, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna stay alive. And yet it echoed in my ears like a recording for our entire flight through the vortex. Something is gonna happen, alright? MALBONTE led me down the hallway. Neither of us talked or tried to start a conversation. I felt impatience, irritation, and seething power emanating from him, which he was holding back and trying to suppress. So tall, almost enormous, with an icy expression on his face. He seemed even more mysterious than usual. He stopped at one of the doors and without knocking flung it open. Go in. No. What's in there? Without waiting for me to go inside on my own, MALBONTE squeezed my shoulder and firmly, but without any unnecessary cruelty, pushed me inside. He was like, you're going inside. Damn! I tried to resist, and when he let me go, my inertia landed me on the floor, right at someone's feet. I slowly looked up. Lucifer? Oh! You'd better watch, Lucifer. Huh? What happened? I love making an entrance. That's what happened. I love calling for attention. Let me stop. He looked straight into my eyes. She ended up on a mission with Dino. She tried to run away. MALBONTE went to the door, indifferently adding, You must punish her. But I want you to punish me. Let me stop. Okay, what is this? What is this? What kind of bullshit is this? Literally him, like, throwing us into Lucifer's bed. He's like, she's yours. She tried to do something bad. You gotta punish her. And he's like, okay, what the fuck? Otherwise you'll be punished. Lucifer chuckled and looked at me again, almost triumphantly. Of course you would laugh. You don't have to worry about that. Lucifer's eyes burned with a strange, furious fire. I fearfully backed away until I bumped against the wall. I'm done. I am so done. What is this? I'm so weak. I can't. Honestly, I'm living. Actually, I'm living. Like, honestly, I'm so living. I love this. But that was episode 4. I'm weak. And yeah, this episode was insanely long. Well, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. And I will see you in episode 5 of Heaven's Secret 2. Bye.